Got to stretch.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tex-Trek first reaction stream for series Acclimation Mill, an episode none of us have been anticipating.
No.
Everyone want to go around and introduce yourself?
I'll start, I guess.
Okay.
I'm Aaron Harvey. I'm been on Tex-Trek before. I'm the author of the Star Trek The Animated Series episode guide, and I am here.
Hello, I'm Stan Williams. I'm the co-host of The Salon, another Star Trek podcast. We are live also Thursdays, a little bit later, 6:30 p.m. Pacific at Salon Trek, wherever you get your nonsense.
Hello, I'm Joel. Gad about the chats on YouTube, I guess, and often on Tex-Trek, and recently on the Transporter Room, where I spent 28 hours putting together the Enterprise Lego D. And
Drew?
I'm happy to be here tonight.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm often here, also sometimes in the Transporter Room, talking to Joel as he's putting together Legos.
She wasn't there 28 hours, but a lot.
Yeah, I was there a lot. You did go when I had comedy tickets, so that's
Yep. No shade.
And yeah, let's just get started talking about the episode. I guess, what did everybody think?
They did it.
Yeah.
Boo.
I was like, I knew you were gonna make that joke, Stan.
Imagine.
I love that it didn't feel overly nostalgic.
Yeah,
But it still did. I mean, it was a natural. It didn't feel like really forced. It was like, oh, that's cool. You get to. It didn't even here's a big picture of the baseball card. It's like it just was there in the background. If you saw it, you saw it.
Yeah.
I think all the nostalgia made sense. Whereas sometimes, God, this is more nitty gritty. Sometimes when things do nostalgia, it feels like, well, why are these characters nostalgic for this? And I went, no, this makes sense. People worship this man.
Mm-hmm.
As you went to a museum about his life, yeah, they're gonna have his baseball. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this show is doing an excellent job leaning into its premise. Every episode so far has done this well, and today was no different. The theme of the episode was weaved beautifully throughout, and it being the Academy lent itself to this story in such a beautiful way. I found myself journaling after watching this late last night, which has never, I love Star Trek, but I've never been compelled to journal about my feelings following an episode of Star Trek. And I won't deep dive into it, but I have a very complicated relationship with my father, and Trek has always been where I've looked for my father figures, and Ben Sisko is one of them for me. And I was very nervous about this episode for that reason. I was worried about spoilers about this episode more than any other. And I mean, my goodness, Kirsten Beyer and Tawny Newsome just wrote the hell out of this episode.
So
and
good.
It was pitch perfect from start to end. And Carice Brooks, what a gem, and how cool that they got to do all this. Such a wonderful performance.
Yeah.
I definitely felt the emotional weight of it, especially because I was mentioning before, this week I sort of remembering my partner, and because I'm now living back at the same place where he passed away, so it's a little weird to see that every day. And most of the time it's totally fine. And then it was just coming home the other night and walked in, and my thought was oh, what did they? Huh?
Yeah.
There. Sorry. Did the mic go off?
No, I think you're good.
Oh, I thought Joel said. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. So I walked in and was oh, what's he gonna make for dinner?
I meant random. I'm just
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna randomly hit you.
Right. So it was oh, okay. I mean, not specifically, father related, but it was just sort of the emotion of just people missing. Also, the doctor kind of talked about that too. So there was that.
There's still a mystery there with the doctor.
Definitely.
And
he's bitter about something.
Yeah.
Yep.
That scene was lovely, and also just everything with Tawny. I found some of her choices puzzling at first. I was okay, an atypical Cardassian, whatever. It's been 800 years. Cool. And then the reveal, I was oh,
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
she's so good. And I'm just so happy for her. I'm just so happy that Tawny Newsome is a Dax.
Yeah.
Like, what a joy.
I know I said this to Aaron because we watched the episode together at one point. I was like, what a baller move to be like, I'm going to write myself into the episode and I'm going to be Dax. Like,
I want to ask about that. I'm curious, like, because either way, either it was a baller move or it was like a humble, like, no, actually, Tawny, you should do this. And
that's a good question. I was wondering.
An interview where I think it's the second, but I still want to. I just want to be like, that's still like. That's what I would do if I was in Star Trek. Like, I want to be Dax. Like,
yeah,
I'm already looking forward to
either way. It was earned.
Mm-hmm.
I want my SCOV thing with all 3 Daxes now.
Yes.
The picture.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that.
I hopefully they know they're gonna do it. I'm sure they will. I haven't seen anything, and I will pay whatever because.
And it's not going through Star Trek marketing, so they'll actually do it.
Yeah, Creation knows, but.
Paramount, fix your shit.
I don't know.
Don't you love the jackets that we all have?
Yeah.
And all the Starfleet Academy stuff online that does not match the Starfleet Academy show that just came out.
This episode too is just like it starts with an advertisement for their really cool boots. Sam's walking down there. Those look amazing. So those are probably I can't afford because the Academy one or the Strange New Worlds ones are like $600.
I think I was telling Rachel, like all those logos look like they went into like a Chat GPT and said, "Give me some Starfleet Academy logos," and then just used all of them.
And the costume designers have made good ones, and for some reason,
they're kicking ass.
Yeah. No, this was the episode itself actually really showed off. Mm-hmm. Like the quality of the setting, the clothing, everything. It was just really very rich feeling.
I think they figured out the set.
Yeah.
The cinematography was a vast improvement in this one. Mm-hmm. And it was really good before. I'm not knocking it before. But that one shot where they follow Sam and Dax, they follow them, they go up the stairs, the camera comes up, they used, oh God, that was so good. Yeah. And I hadn't really seen one quite that great yet.
I guess... Yeah, I also love the episode. The first time I saw it, I cried multiple times. So basically, the second time Jake showed up till the end of the credits, I was like openly weeping, and I'd be like, "Well, I have to rewatch that because I need to like actually pay attention besides to like the lines and not just like the fact I can't stop crying."
And Rachel and I were happy that we just muted and we're just talking in chat because we were both doing the same thing at the second time around.
I was like. He was like, "Oh, should we talk?" And I was like, "I'm probably gonna cry again." Like,
I just rewatched it right before the stream. Dax shows up, I'm crying. Just
I would say,
I just love her little woman sort of thing.
Good reveal. Jake, as a former military brat who also like grew up to at least as a hobby be a writer, Jake means a lot to me. So like as soon as I saw him,
that was wonderful too.
Yeah.
And you gotta love his clothing. It's like it's total Jake clothes. It's like bus stop clothes.
I love they didn't try to like make it like. I love that everything that's supposed to be from the Deep Space Nine era looks like it's from Burma era Star Trek.
Yeah. I think that must have been at least one of the actual uniforms because like it looked. It looks 30 years old.
It went through the ring,
I think they dirtied it so it looked older because we were looking at it and like,
the pants were ripped. Like in front of the pocket.
Well, those might not. I don't care if it's the original pants, but it's like black pants. Oh, okay, whatever.
And seeing Sirach again was just wonderful.
It sure was.
Those pants have a stripe, right? So I think they were their actual pants. He was so good, especially because so Rock's performance was so good, and I know he doesn't get a ton of opportunity to straight act anymore.
Right.
So, that's really impressive to me. Because that's a muscle you need to stretch.
He was doing Star Trek Renegades, but that's been a while now.
Yeah. I was saying to Aaron, I was like, I'm sure he's glad to not have this secret anymore for however long.
What a trooper!
My goodness.
Because he's at conventions all the time.
Yes, he is.
And also
he's the nicest guy in the world. Yeah. I mean, I just saw him in Chicago.
Something new to talk about would be great.
The funny thing is depending on how long ago he did it, you sometimes just forget that you're the stuff like that because I had stuff through like that I can't talk about.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh wait, that actually happened. I forgot about it. It was like, even I didn't know I did that.
See, what I would worry about is that I would forget it's a secret.
Yeah. I could
be
see
like,
that.
I did it. Like, I'd be like, when I filmed that. Oh shit! Like
the time I was in Toronto.
That commercial for prune juice. Yes, that's what I did. No.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah, it's different if it was all just
Especially
in LA and you're just like
right.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that they actually have a podcast every week too. It's like it'd be easier if you weren't always talking about Star Trek.
Yeah, and the social media landscape, because like all of those actors, like I'm sure they want to be doing it, but I also know that actors today are strongly encouraged to leverage their social media platforms for the shows that they're on.
Yeah.
And that's certainly been the case for this. And it's been nice to see, because usually Star Trek is so tight-lipped about the behind-the-scenes stuff. And like, it wasn't even just because they had, the Ready Room producing things, but now, especially without having the Ready Room, it's nice to see all these behind-the-scene things. And it was funny. It just occurred to me like 30 minutes ago. This episode was so good. It just occurred to me 30 minutes ago that Laura was not in this episode.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. And like,
they've been moving them out. I think you mentioned that, or someone did before that. They haven't been overstuffing it. They've been moving them out.
I think I mentioned this maybe last week, that I like that they are not afraid to be like, okay, there's not a good place for this actor in this episode. They can sit out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I've talked about like old shows of yore, to be like, we've got to get our one scene of Spike in, even though Spike being here is kind of like weird. You're like, why does Spike care about these people?
And like, famously, they would not let Terry Farrell do other things.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
And here it's like, okay, yeah. Anson, go be a dad.
Yeah.
Gina, go do some stand up. We'll have Tig sit in that dinner scene instead this week.
Do we want to talk about that subplot?
If that was the case, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do we want to talk about that subplot? That subplot with me was
it's kind of meh.
Because it was fine, and I think if it was in any other episode, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is funny." And this episode, I was like, "I'm so emotional about everything else happening."
It was like a breather in between, like, oh my God.
Maybe that was good because I was so emotional about everything else.
The funny thing for me was how traditional Trek it was. It was very 90s era, the B story, tangentially connected to the theme.
Yeah.
There's good there are good character moments there, but like, it's not critical to the story.
Yeah.
Or maybe it will be. Maybe there are things that we saw in those moments that will impact things down the road. I don't know, but because we don't get screeners at the salon, so I haven't watched ahead. But and I think at this point, screeners are only out to episode 6. So whoever did get them, they're about to be tapped out. Mm-hmm. And so it was cool to see a kind of traditional A and B story, because Starfleet Academy has had A and B.
But they're like
generally,
really
but
close.
They're much more intertwined in these episodes, in the first 4 episodes than this one. But it was just lovely. And yes, Holly Hunter and her terrible British accent.
I loved it.
I just considered the bar part of the A plot because Sam was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just the responding to the comment.
Plus, we got to see Jaden and Kyle.
Who is talking faster now. Jaden is talking faster. So.
I was screaming when so many things happening in that bar. Yeah. So many things. Yeah. Again, Carice Brooks, you're a fucking gem. I am so thrilled to have you.
I just saw on Twitter that was Jackie Cox.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say.
I thought that was her, but I wasn't sure 100%. And so I just saw that.
Seeing a drag queen in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Canon. 32nd century drag isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck off to all of the right-wing politicians trying to scare them away, to legislate them away. Drag is art and it's not going anywhere. Also, Jackie Cox just generally is delight.
Yeah.
Also,
all those things.
Jaden and Kyle And Darum's jealousy. Oh, I went back and I joined the salon later. I have screenshots. I have the receipts. I have screenshots of Darum's face. It's not the war college that he's upset about. It's his boo, Jaden.
That was like a second, because last week I was like, am I reading this right? That like he's into Jaden, and then this week I was like, oh, he's Varian.
Oh yeah. And oh my god, the cosplay opportunities for the vomiting glitter.
Oh,
I'm just thinking in Vegas, we're all going to be covered in glitter vomit.
I can make jokes because I also can't. Unfortunately, that's not what happens to me, but I also can't digest bananas.
I thought of you, Rachel. No. Banana intolerance representation.
Yeah,
it's about time, Star Trek.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I just get pain. I don't get fun glitter. But
well, it's because you're human and we all suck. But if you were a cool alien, it wouldn't be as bad. But
through like most of my early years, because of like I would get medication and they would put it in a banana, like try to hide it from me somehow. Like it's like so I cannot eat bananas just because I just taste like penicillin with it or something. It's just like it's gross.
Because you're a silly puppy and you won't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like they tried to hide it for you, like you're a dog. You were a kid. They could. You were a human being. They could explain you needed to eat.
You should have done the dog thing, and just eaten around it, and just like you left the pill.
Well, I knew it was there, but they would try to put it in there so it tasted better. Like, but it's like it doesn't make it taste better.
No,
I just couldn't swallow pills at that point. And that's when I learned. I was like, nope, I'm never going to do this again. I'm learning how to swallow a pill.
Yeah, I'm jumping around everywhere, but I love them trying all of the food, like the Cajun food.
Yes. We were freezing it to see, like, is this really look like a beignet?
Yeah.
Not enough powdered sugar.
I'm not going to say the name of it because it is actually very close to where I live, but there is a Cajun restaurant pretty close to me that I'm like, I want to go there now, and I want to get some gumbo.
Do it.
There's one at the farmer's market in LA too that like I was thinking the same thing. One thing I would mention is when Sam talks to the cask member, it's like I seem to be the only person who thought this, but as a child of the 70s and 80s, it was so much like Mork calling Orson.
It was.
And like I put a screenshot up there, like comparing the two.
Pop this.
Just the whole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They zoom in and like it would all be in his mind, and yeah.
I will say Aaron said those words to me, and I was like, I understand the word Mork.
Yeah. But I just thought it was cute. It was like, oh, that's kind of, I mean, it's obviously not exactly the same.
It was always on Nickelodeon or Nick at Night or something. I saw so much.
I feel like I saw more clips of Mork from like Happy.
It's funny, but it was like I didn't want to watch it that much.
Plus, there's the Star Trek connection of Mork's outfit being
Colonel Green's outfit.
It's funny. This episode's so good that I just want to be like, it was good, right? Like,
yeah.
Well, there's so many little
problem
things
with good episodes.
Yeah.
It's not just like it was a good episode. It's a good episode just filled with little things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what everyone else thought about Dax. Because at first, did you notice she interacts with no one else but Sam? Mm-hmm. She doesn't talk to anyone. No one looks at her. I thought it was all in her head and it was some kind of wormhole alien or something. Because you don't see the class she's teaching. And on the rewatch, there's nobody. They walk in public, but nobody talks to her or says anything.
Interesting.
It's like Sam's alone and with something. I didn't know what it was. So I thought that was they made it seem weird, and then you get the reveal it's actually Dax, and then I thought that was.
And then when you go back and listen to it, like she's the only one who calls him Benjamin as opposed to the Cisco or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, that's it. Yeah.
Well, especially because everyone was so reverent of him, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But they weren't even calling him Cisco. They're calling him the Cisco, and this one character's calling him Benjamin.
Yep. Do you have evidence-based or provable information, not just based on nonsense?
Yeah.
That scene, I have thoughts about organized religion, but I would never.
No.
And girl, like, see,
I've thought that though.
Seeing Bajorans in Starfleet Academy was really lovely because we've of course seen like one or two here or there, but like there's enough for a club. And Occam joined, and now Sam gets to join her. Fun scene.
Yeah.
And then the scene with Nala and her was really lovely too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's like I have some thoughts on organized religion. I wouldn't go into someone's Bible group and start
Can you turn
Have
off
you
the Bible
seen the
music?
Jesus? Is he around here?
And also, Sam doesn't know this. We know this. The Bajoran faith is based on real things that have been seen.
I guess.
True.
Yeah, she sees the orb after that scene. So
Yes.
Also, the fact that she was trying to act like it was a real orb, I'm like, you're in a virtual museum. Also, why shouldn't she have gone to the actual museum? Because it's the 32nd century, and she could go at lunch and like just beam over and beam back.
Yeah,
like,
they wanted to use
maybe she didn't get a permission slip from her photonic makers.
I did point out that maybe she's like, well, I'm real and I'm like virtual. Maybe this thing can be real and virtual too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I wondered if they considered like, oh, there is a museum to the Cisco on Bajor that has a virtual, like, say
that would have been interesting.
Because I do I also thought, like, why don't you just beam to wherever? And then I was like, oh yeah, yes, I fucking love that episode, Trevor. For those listening on the screen, Trevor says, remember when their gods were almost destroyed by Keiko O'Brien? Pepperidge Farms remembers, and so do I. That episode, The Assignment, is one of my favorites of Deep Space Nine.
It's amazing.
Did you do an episode of Tex-Trek on that one, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yep.
It was super fun. Oh God, Rosalind Chow is a real one. She's active here in LA in the protests against ICE, and just a all around wonderful human being and an incredible actress. Watch all of her stuff. Obviously, Joy Luck Club, but she was in Three Body Problem recently. It's so good.
I think I was in that episode talking with Fathery too. It's like, at least looks like, I know that we talked about this, just the whole, getting zapped and all that stuff that happened. And
This is so good.
Because then we reference like that happens, but then it kind of gets flipped around. Yeah. That's in like her retribution for whatever something happened before. That was like, okay, that balances out what happened to her.
The O'Briens
actually got to act and like really like show her chops and stuff. I thought was really great.
The O'Briens just get possessed. It's what they do.
That's shit happens to them.
Yeah, you marry into suffering, you get the suffering.
Yeah.
That's
You get the last name, you get the suffering.
It's true.
I also, it's interesting with their with the thing of them being like, did he really go there? And in my head, I'm like, yes, but I guess I saw that and no one else did. What I did find interesting is I don't think that Cassidy was pregnant when the show ends. They don't reference that on that time so it was like, is that a big secret that there's a second child?
I wondered if it was just like, it would just be another thing that they would have to explain in because this episode was a little exposition heavy, not in a bad way. It was weaved in beautifully. It worked really well, but and another thing, it could have a line from Sirach about his sister or something, but it would just
Rachel
be
had mentioned, maybe we don't want to pick specific boy or girl, so they could do something in the future with it. Or whatever.
That too.
It could be.
It's not locking it into any kind of future
or the upcoming spinoff, all about the child. Hopefully.
All about.
I have a question about the bar, really quick. This is more of a weirdly why did I think about this? But if this is the first Academy class in 150 years, and the bar's been around,
because the war college is going,
but wouldn't it be called the Academy then?
It may have been. I thought about this too.
I'm pretty sure it just took a minute. You know how those English bars, they're it's the goose and the anvil or something from 800 years ago.
Lion.
Oh, I assumed the bar took on that name because the Academy was gone.
Yeah, we're the Academy.
That could
now.
be true. Yeah, that could be.
There's
just like there's always a bar called the library, so you can tell your mom, "Yeah, we're going to the library tonight."
Yeah, because
we had this study next door to our improv place.
Yeah, the study. They all do.
My presumption is the War College was attached to Federation HQ that we saw in Discovery, because we know they weren't on Earth this whole time. This is the first time back to Earth for both the War College and, for the first time ever for the War College, because the War College didn't exist prior to the burn. I think that's not definitively.
I think it I thought it came across on Earth to for defense because of all the things that happened after the burn.
There's also an unexplained part too.
Or
Like
am I wrong?
Earth, when they broke away, could have had some kind of academy
Yeah.
for themselves there.
Hmm.
They haven't gone into that at all about how really they only rejoined a few years ago,
Yeah.
like 5.
That would actually be really interesting to have some sort
There
of
Yeah.
story.
should be
related to
some
that.
plot about that because at some point it would be nice.
Yeah, I assume
something to
they
do,
named
but-
it the academy because there used to be an academy bar here, and now they're like,
Mhm.
now it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're sad because the academy is gone.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
They're like, now it's weird that we're both called this, but we're not going to change our name.
But we're happy
Yeah.
we have Vulcans back to get in fights with,
Yeah.
as is
That's
tradition.
sexy Vulcan, my goodness. And I loved the Romulan saying back off fish stick because let them dance. Let them dance. They're having a moment. If you want to make a move later. Like, don't be a dick. But also, when she pushed my girl Sam,
Mm-hmm.
she earned that punch. And good for you, Sam. Good for you. I'm not normally one to advocate violence, but bitch deserved that punch.
And it's tradition, apparently.
Yes.
And then
I also love when she.
they're referencing the
sorry.
baseball episode, right? That's where they talked about
Oh,
him
yeah.
getting into a fight with the Vulcan, right?
Oh yeah. for
No, well, that
it?
episode, yes, but that's not when he got punched. Or
No, I think it's the Vulcan from that episode.
yeah, they got into a fight earlier in there when they were at the academy.
Yes.
I like
For
when
this-
Sam's talking. I was like, "It was a good dad, and he built sailboats, and he knew how to start riots."
Yeah.
It's like, did Cisco start a riot that I don't know about?
Right. Yes.
Where did Sam learn that though?
Yeah, that was my question. It's like, should that be? Maybe it's not classified at this
I mean,
point.
Genesis didn't read
anymore,
every
yeah.
single thing available to.
No, and if you look at the
So-
picture of Gabriel Bell, it's very clear that it's
Yeah.
it's Cisco.
Although maybe she might not have seen a picture of them because they make it clear that like the Bajorans don't like do pictures of him anymore.
Yeah, but the
Starfleet has it.
Starfleet somewhere
Yeah.
will probably be like, don't share these, but we've got photos of the Cisco.
Yeah, I would imagine after the Temporal Wars too. Like it's so long later. Like this is now a good story about here's why time travel is now illegal.
Yeah.
right.
A Starfleet captain had to take up someone else's identity and start a riot in order for our future to exist.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the timeline.
Unless you're the,
Don't provoke the board.
Yeah.
Provoke? I can't even speak. I sound like the Swedish chef.
the wormhole aliens, they can still time travel all they want. So
Yeah.
they're outside your little accord, which I don't really get the time thing.
I like the
Why
little
would
bit about
everyone
the
play
ther-
nice after the burn? I don't get that, but
Yeah. I like the thing about the theremin. I thought that was cool. Also, the fact
That
that
was
she was
fun,
playing
yeah.
like the Strange New Worlds intro, basically.
Yeah.
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 I thought that was a nice metaphor for her.
yes,
whole
that
idea
was
is
really
she's-
fun because it was
Definitely-
unexpected and
Yeah. I also it's so theremins look so cool when you play them. Like
I know it
was
looks
like
fake. And,
yeah,
but
I'm like most instruments.
you're
I
just being
understand.
dramatic over a box.
Yeah.
But no, it works.
Like most instruments I look at and I'll be like, I understand. That one I look at and I go, that is magic. I don't get it.
Yeah. We have a person who played it at there was a museum up the road that had a science fiction exhibit, and I think that actually ended up either being part of where the Strange New World intro was done on or something. It was in a Star Trek thing later, which I thought was interesting because
Well, that's
there's so
okay.
few of them that they're
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe now they're building them more, but I know at that point, like 5 years ago, there wasn't a ton of people who actually even knew how to play them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I stare at them and think magic. I know.
It's like I look at it, it's like, how do you make that work?
Like, how do you move your hand in a specific way to get like that to make the correct noise?
I guess if you just sat there and
Practice.
played with it, you
Oh.
kind of like get the hang of it
Yeah.
after a while. Like, okay, if I do
I-
this, I do, yeah.
I was like, I did find it interesting that the Bajorans have decided that they will only portray Cisco in the later uniforms from Deep Space Nine. Like,
They're just more flattering. Come on.
They're like, no, the dark looks better. It's more in tone.
Well, and everybody in those sketches also were like in traditional Bajoran garb, which
Yeah.
not everybody was.
That's true.
And we think when we were looking at the family tree that actually went up from the bottom, which we figured out halfway through, we're like, oh wait, that's how that's working.
Yeah.
That's how Bajoran family trees go.
Maybe that's why.
Trees grow up.
It looked like possibly Jake's daughter is named Kira. Like from we could, it's really hard to tell because they're using the super condensed font. But I think it makes sense too. So like that's kind of cool.
Get to work.
Well, we're hoping that somebody's gonna like at least put out some photos from from the production that we can actually see.
Yeah, because there's some things that were out of focus on the sides. Yeah.
There's a couple things that we see where I was like, I cannot tell what that is that I want to know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's the picture of the person in the background. Is like, is that Nelson Mandela? Because it really looked like it was like his later years, and it's just like I pulled up pictures. I'm like, they kind of really do look the same. Is that supposed to be Jake Sisko?
Yeah.
Or is that
somebody just posted? I think from. I don't want to get it wrong, so apologies to whoever posted this. Somebody was noting it looks like at the end there's Sisko in the clouds.
Maybe.
I heard
I think it's a reflection.
I forgot to look last time I watched it.
I looked.
I looked and I'm like, I might be blind.
Do they mean the eye on the Paramount Plus Deep Space Nine?
That's what.
No.
Here, let me see if I can upload that picture.
The eye or the what? That's what I'll accept as what that eye is on the.
It's the wormhole aliens. The eye was always the wormhole aliens.
Let's see.
Oh, okay. That I can kind of see it there.
What?
On Stan's phone.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep, I see it. I missed it. I was not looking in the right place.
My child.
I think I was just overwhelmed.
You will see them everywhere.
I've been touched by the visage of Sisko. The Sisko. Sorry.
The Bajorans are maybe the Bajorans are just aware he always wanted the goatee. They will only portray him with that.
Yeah.
We shall not speak of the early years.
Yeah. He will always be bald, and he will always have a goatee.
Once he accepted the emissariness, then
his hair either. Like,
where did the pic? I took screenshots of it, and I can't find it anywhere.
It's also I love that it dealt with a part of Deep Space Nine that I love, but I often see people not that into the Bajoran part, like the religious Bajoran parts of it.
I love that shit, and I am not a person.
No, but. For some reason, in fiction, I love that
based on reality.
Yeah.
It's based on shit that everybody is seeing happen.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah. Like, I don't think they're gods. I think they're powerful aliens, but...
Yeah. I see why you would be like, worship them.
Yeah.
I loved that, and I also loved the juxtaposition of, like, seeing the, like, very scientific-minded people dealing with... like, the very religious. And so I loved, and maybe that's why it felt less nostalgic for me, because they were going all in on a thing that I know not everybody's that into.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're committing to it.
Something that they did in this episode that in Deep Space Nine I did not love. We've talked about this on the Salon. As they got into the later seasons, especially season 7, it got a little charmed with like the spell book of the Pa Wraiths and whatnot. But it still worked for me. It was still fine. In this episode, I kind of love that, like, it's open to, like, something that I loved about this episode is it did not solve the mystery. Oh, that's not at all where I was looking.
No, like, it just kind of looks like an eye, but who knows?
Yeah.
But if you look to the left of Sisko on the...
This is an actual screenshot from Paramount Plus. I don't know why he has an eye from behind him. It's
been there forever. I've asked... John Van Sitters, and he's like, "Oh, it's the prophets." There's like, it's like, it's like, can you please tell us what it actually is?
It does not appear on every device. It appears on my iPad. I made a TikTok video talking about where I was.
Your device must be blessed for it to appear. Not everyone will it appear to. But.
So in this episode, I love that they did not answer the mystery because the answer isn't as important as what the Sisko means to folks, and having Jake say that himself, he never really left us. It's still open to interpretation. I can believe that Benjamin appeared to Cassidy and Jake throughout their life. Maybe he came back just for them and had a life in seclusion and then went back. Like, it's still open. And that's what I loved about this episode, including the book that she used at the end. To me, it's open to interpretation. Did she do some maladaptive daydreaming because she read the book really quickly?
Yeah, can she absorb it all at once?
Was the book sort of infused with the prophet juice of the orbs? You know, like
Jake's paw is in this book.
Yeah, it could be one or the other, none of the above. And Tawny and Kirsten just wrote an incredible episode that made me cry. And with that, I'm going to go. Hello, Jason. Take my spot. And y'all live long and prosper. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
I love because the salon, Jason and Stan have this like passing thing where like
it's like, hey, have the old like passing of the torch handoff. We should start getting like a palm badge or something and be like, here, I'll toss it over to you now.
So Jason, what did you think about this episode?
I enjoyed it. I wasn't sure during the cold open. The cold open was a bit jarring for like Trek because of like the whole illustrations and things of that nature that were done in a very different way. But I mean, after that, it was kind of like, okay, now I know what this is going for. Like I knew what this was supposed to be about. So going into it is kind of like all right, so where is this going to hit? Oh, okay. This is where it is.
I really liked, I thought it was a lot like Miss Marvel, that show, with the text and then the sort of the 3D of it all. I thought it worked really well. Especially
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim or Zombieland did that sort of weird exposition like that, which I always thought was striking and different. So it's kind of, especially since it fits that she's this photonic being, may as well. I mean,
it was very illustrative, and I think it's generally because we're kind of so used to cold opens for Star Trek basically being like the whole like setup for what's happening on like a more dire level of like oh, now we're going into the credits and this is what we're going to get for this. We don't really get too much of that in Starfleet Academy in general anyway. So this didn't really feel too much off.
There was a little last week, if you noticed, it said that the CBS logo comes up and part of it is in Klingon.
Yeah.
But that was very short, and then that was it. They didn't do any more.
By the end of the episode,
sort of ramping up to this episode.
I took every time she appeared to be talking to us. That was part of what she was saying to Cisco at the end of the episode.
Yes, because at first I'm like, it was, but I took they would explain.
Yeah.
That's the same kind of thing I thought. It's basically of how it's all integrated into her thought process, because we're supposed to be seeing it mostly from her point of view, especially when she's switching back and forth to giving the reports, which was very much Mork and Mindy. But like,
we mentioned that.
Picture
but the whole thing of just being able to see that perspective really bodes well for just how you're seeing that in general for like throughout the episode, because like you mentioned, like there's that seeing inside of a person's head. Like this is like the second Paramount show, because I watched School Spirits like a couple days prior to this, and it's like they had a whole hallucinatory thing like where a character is like doing this whole dance number musical type thing, and I'm just kind of like, this seems to be like modern show aesthetic, where suddenly we'll have a thing of a perspective of a character, and as long as you know it's a perspective of a character, they can kind of do whatever they want. Like,
yeah.
I also like, it's so for that actress to be like, hey, you're gonna have to like hold your own on this episode where like a lot of people are gonna be paying attention because we're like going back to one of like the most important characters of this franchise.
Yeah. I mean, you have the general like online the discourse because it's Starfleet Academy already. So when you filter through that, people are kind of like
excessively negative Academy stuff just goes like buzz through my brain. I go ignore.
Yeah.
Because I keep getting it pushed to me on YouTube, which is weird because that's never happened
end. It was kind of similar to a couple episodes this season where they hit just the right emotional beats. Hearing the Deep Space Nine music for the closing credits made me tear up. We
were already crying at that point.
I was already there, but I was like, okay.
After Dax, oh god.
The first time I watched this episode, I teared up a little at the first time Jake appeared, and the second time Jake appeared till the end of the credits, I was openly weeping. Like,
I think I just yelled "God damn" when Jake appeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, because they kept hitting emotional beats harder because right before the Deep Space Nine music, and they have that for Avery, I was like, dang it.
It says, I just want to put out, it says, thank you, Avery, because Avery Brooks is still living.
That's what I had to find out. I immediately Googled it. I was like, wait.
Rachel was just wondering that before we started. Just like, how many people Googled that?
Luckily, I was aware that Avery Brooks is still alive. The thank you is because, we were talking about this a bit before. It turns out, that audio is an audio he owns that he let them use. And so it was a thank you for that. And for, I think,
it was like word
spoken word thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it was original audio that wasn't in. They didn't pull from previous Trek. They used
it was not Trek.
Right.
So something personally belonged to Avery Brooks.
But it worked really well.
It worked well.
Yeah, and the writers were like, that wasn't written around it because I got it later. It just happened to hit 100%.
Thank you, Chuck, for that. I was reading an interview with Tawny Newsome, and my favorite thing, she kept calling him Mr. Brooks, and I would do that too. I would also call him Mr. Brooks. Like,
yeah, but some of us have been going to cons and hearing directly from Sirach about Avery for like 2 or 3 times a year for now.
Yeah. So and he's like,
he's fine.
Good. Avery's good. He's private, and I'm like, okay, nice, good.
Yeah,
good for him. Yeah, he earned it. Yeah.
Well, it just gives you that same type of signal where, like, when you'll see a headline of somebody, it's like this person and they're old, like star of this, and it's like, don't start a headline like that because I'm gonna think they're dead.
Yeah,
it's like, so it's that same type of feeling.
Exactly. I was like, you're not allowed to post black and white pictures of Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Because they make me worry.
Yeah. Well, even now, like with this episode, the type of stuff, the general vibe that they were already doing it and that type of thing, where they're it's so many hundreds of years in the future. I kind of really like that, because if you compare religions and stuff of Christianity, I really like how it's kind of almost on that tier with some religions that we know of. That it's like, because so much time has passed, they don't even have his face. Like, and it's just like, we don't even see him that way. We see him as this more person.
And also,
maybe also a little bit Mohammed, like the
that was
not wanting to show its likeness. Yeah.
I also, it was a good way to get around bothering with the font. The font from the episode.
Font.
Yeah, it's great. And I liked it was a good way to get around, because it would be like if you went to like an actual museum, it'd be a lot of pictures of him, which wouldn't. I think I'd be wary to put so many pictures of Avery Brooks in an episode he's not going to like physically appear now.
Well, current stat is also with Screen Actors Guild, is even with like the image and stuff, is basically like you would still have to give them at least at rate, because it's new information. So like even showing an actual photograph of him still has to give him like base rate for that.
So they blurred his face out in that one thing. It's like just the dark center.
Yeah, so they're like, well, so Rock's gonna be in the episode, so we can show an old picture of Jake.
Well, I mentioned this to my dad. Rewatched Deep Space Nine because I was mentioning to him like how I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna be the next week's episode is gonna be a major thing of Deep Space Nine, and then the last episode, I kind of chuckled because at the very end of it, we're supposed to be very like bitter, sweet, and everything. And I've seen Deep Space Nine, so I know that moment already. But this time I chuckled because when they're showing like the flashbacks and showing everybody reminiscing of their time in Deep Space Nine, they're not showing anything of Jadzia. Like, and I'm just like,
think about
I
his
kind
wife.
of giggled at it because like I know why they're not doing that.
Yeah,
but it's like if a person character-wise in their memory, especially Worf, where it's like, oh, Worf remembers his time stepping into Deep Space Nine, and then with the current Dax, but somehow not anything of a person he was married to. Huh, that's an odd reminiscing thing. Worf, did you have gaps in your memory?
Yeah.
He's a changeling.
That's funny you mentioned that. So that's the Deep Space Nine Hallmark ornament behind me, and if you press it, it does Sisko's speech about Deep Space Nine.
Nice.
Just
seeing the big pictures of Deep Space Nine in the background on those monitors, that alone made me almost tear up.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh.
We were saying how they had the actual LCARs from the time, like everything was of the period, and not tried to make.
I also like the uniform. Because, like, even though it was supposed to be like a hologram stuff, the way they pulled it was like, wait, that wasn't one that they recreated. That's an archive uniform. You can see.
I think they even dirtied it up, made it look even older.
That looks like it was in those fire caves.
Yeah. No, that's what I say. Like, it's
got Paul Wraith all over it still.
I wondered, I was like,
it doesn't wash out.
It's really hard to get out.
Did they just pull that from the warehouse? Or did they borrow it from someone who bought it?
They might need to have done that.
They might have done that.
Because I don't think they have much left.
Or they just had an old one.
They auctioned off a lot.
Which is fine, because they used to throw that stuff away. So.
Yeah,
auction it off.
It could also be, if you look at like, they could have bought like one of the ones that you could get from
now the archive
is Ruby or something like that.
It's possible,
and then they just kind of like made it the way they wanted or something like that. It's possible, but yeah.
I will say that
the badge looked a little off. That was the only thing I noticed.
No one there are no official selling versions of that uniform.
Yeah, it's all college.
I know because I love it, that uniform, and it is hard to buy.
Yeah, you gotta.
Well, it used to be a long time ago, but they were. It was like the
before
Halloween costumes ones. Yeah, I had one because I was the emergency design hologram.
You just sourced everything. Slowly became friends with a costume designer.
I think we were looking around that Jake. I mean, it was definitely of the time, but that Jake that what Jake was wearing seemed to be new completely.
Oh yeah, no. I couldn't find the Kendra province picture that was.
I saw a few clips online. It was like 30 plus years later, he's still wearing that type of stuff.
Hey, if you got style like that, why change? I mean, come on.
Still dressing like
he got the Dabble girls in those outfits. Yeah. Come on, why would you change?
Still dressing like a bus seat. It was funny because I did not see the Dax reveal coming, and I thought the reveal was going to be that she was the descendant of Jake,
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was
or even a prophet.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, she didn't interact with people. Was she in her head? It was all this. Could have been anything.
Well, in my head, I was like, well, it makes sense if Jake stayed in the area. Jake could have married a Cardassian.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Or they had a Cardassian in the hundreds of years in between Deep Space Nine in this episode.
Yeah,
I like it. While at the same time, because here's my part of like understanding it. Of somebody is like, okay, I am a super Star Trek fan. I'm also a writer. I also am in entertainment on occasion. So if I was a part of that and got to be a chance to do that, and I'm like, I know how big of a fan Tawny is. It's like, oh yeah, I'm writing a thing as a tribute to Deep Space Nine. But you know what? I'm also gonna make myself Dax.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
I was like, what a baller move! Like, I also would, if someone was like, you want to be in Star Trek? Would you want to play Dax? Absolutely. I would like to be Dax.
Yeah.
Well, it helps because it allows her to come back as Dax again.
Right.
Yeah. I also, because
it would be cool to see a male Dax at some point too.
It's been a long time.
Seen it.
Yeah. I'm assuming there have been many Daxes in between Ezri and.
Well, sure.
God, what was her first name?
It started with an I.
Yeah.
Emily? No. That was
Ilya.
Gymnast.
Yeah.
Ilya.
Illa.
I think my brain was rejecting Ilya because that is also the name of one of the main characters of Heated Rivalry.
Almost.
So I was like, I must have heard that wrong.
I wrote it down from the captions because hearing it, I wasn't quite sure if it was Ilya.
I'm going to point out, because you're saying Cardassian Trill combo have the symbiont join. There's currently a Trill symbiote in a human.
Yeah.
From Discovery.
Right.
So I don't think that.
I feel like they fixed that at some point. It was
it's just some, they figured that stuff.
It seemed like more of what is it like?
Plus
not tradition, but
like,
just
because it was one of those things where if they had made it more human, like on a human-based Trill or just a Trill generate, the markings are more pronounced. So being able to have it be a different alien where you can then pull that reveal of, hey, there we go.
If she's an alien that has more stuff on the face, it's less weird is that Mariner?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, it doesn't really come off as Mariner at all.
Live action Mariner.
Just because, that completely different.
Whereas, I didn't, when I saw her come on, my brain went, oh my God, Tawny, but my brain did not go, Mariner?
Mariner,
yeah.
That's true. It also helps that we've seen her 99% in cartoon form too. So
it does help.
Yeah.
But
I've seen those old scientists about 100 times, so maybe not. But I've seen it less than the Jihad. But
she was matching because this is the thing. It was like what you saw with Ezri, and you kind of seen it a bit when Odo was Curzon. Like this is stuff. It's like Daxes have a very particular speech pattern. And she was matching that. It was like when
I rewatched the episode, I realized she was doing that. But it was subtle enough that the first time I watched it, way over my head. But,
no, didn't get it at first. Yeah,
and I think we pointed out this a couple of times. She was the only person calling him Benjamin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was Ben, that would have been more like Cassidy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was usually the Cisco, not even Cisco.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have used one old man at the end, but
to be fair, she called her that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I know.
Yeah.
But just somehow to work it in, I know what it is, but
that hologram of Jake comes back and calls her old man.
Or she could just mention, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just love that part of their relationship.
I know there were some people that were speculating that Sirach was just going to be Cisco and they were going to recast.
I knew that. Well, they were never going to do that. I know people said that, but that was never how it was going to go down.
I think he could be good for doing an audiobook.
Yeah,
I don't
he could do the autobiography of Benjamin Sisko. Read that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
Well, especially
because there's no audio for that yet. So
the introduction to that is by Jake. So
it is.
And it was
it's sitting over there. I gotta read it.
You could do in universe. It's Jake reading it, and it goes, and my dad's still somewhere, so I'm gonna continue reading this book.
Yeah. And I guess we didn't say it. We talked about it before the stream, but I did figure out it was on Memory Alpha before we went on. But I'm gonna butcher his name. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but Chiwetel Ejiofor is the guy who voiced the makers of the photonics that Sam's talking to. He starred in 12 Years a Slave, but I know him from he played the operative in Serenity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is why I know his voice so well because he had that certain rhythm and calm scariness of in Serenity.
Well, I think the last time I watched the episode, I saw him in the credits and I was like, "Wait, what?" It was
yeah.
I would have recognized that face. I think Stan said this before we joined, that when he saw him for a second, he was like, did they recast Cisco? And no, of course not. But that it did seem like if they were people who didn't understand the audience, what they would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I think it's because, like I've mentioned it before, Star Trek, unlike Star Wars, is not against recasting.
Yeah.
This is so, it'll show it okay, we need this character for this.
In 50 years, you can recast, but not now.
If they were doing if they were going and doing a flashback to Deep Space Nine and needed a younger Cisco, that would make sense for me for a recast.
Yeah, sure.
not for this. We were supposed to be like honoring the character, and then like Jake is being played by Sirach.
Yeah, there's more footage of him on the beach again. All right, and then we don't need that. I also did love too at the end too, like Sam says she can live with that, referencing Pale Moonlight and all that stuff. And like I was like, oh.
Reading an interview with Tawny, and someone had asked her what her favorite like Easter egg was, and she said it was that. But she said she wrote it in. Someone else looking at the script kept taking it out. She kept having to put it back in.
Why would you? It wasn't over the. Why would you take that out? It's great.
I'm guessing whoever it was like
didn't know what it was.
Didn't know what it was. Didn't know it was supposed to be a reference to something.
Well, Kirsten certainly does. So
yeah. But it's amazing how many in productions you get like the people who don't know.
You have a lot of that with modern television.
We need time. Cut it for time. Sure, I'm sure.
I'm sure you do need that. So to be like, hey, read this to make sure that this isn't complete nonsense if you don't know what we're talking about.
Right, but they don't get somebody who like read this if you do understand.
Well, the script editors will generally do that. Like they will kind of go through and.
Well, and it's also supposed to be. I assume, like, that's in universe. Sam does not realize that's a reference to Cisco because that is so classified that I would delete that entire personal log. Like,
yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get a "you exist here."
And sometimes when it's quick like that, that's what I don't actually mind because I mean there was the constant debate during Lower Decks of it is sometimes odd that the people in Lower Decks know about Star Trek. And like the whole thing of like just your average everyday person Starfleet, like I as a person who likes history am not going to know everything about history,
right?
So
or Zahn
like,
in the of, like, it's like Zahn was a character that never existed.
I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah,
I know, but
in our universe, but then the one next door in the Phase 2 universe, totally.
In this one, it made what it says, like it makes sense in a way. Yeah, there's a group of people who worship Cisco. It makes sense that like people would still know about him.
Mm-hmm. And I did.
See, I wasn't sure they were going to do this because of the recent comics. Cisco saves the multiverse.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how much deep they're going to go. I mean, I know they don't really overlap, and it's a different audience, kind of. But I'm really glad they did. And if you want more kids, go read the comics because they're amazing.
Yeah.
Find more at your library.
Yes.
That's the nice thing about having a Star Trek show so far in the future is you don't necessarily contradict anything in particular.
Yeah.
Hello, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hello. I made it finally.
Chris and I are in the same room.
Yes, we are.
Look at that.
Man.
Which mysteries do you want to solve? What happened to those bugs that were taking over Starfleet?
The butt bugs.
That should have been in there somewhere.
That should have been.
Yeah. I think that we were talking about to the right of where they were standing.
I kind of wish that was
the
one
progenitors.
like an Easter egg, like on the wall. Because this did have a ton of tongue-in-cheek moments to it a lot that it's just like, oh, we get to see very classic references to mysteries of like TOS and the the Cisco thing from Deep Space Nine, and I'm kind of like, that could have been a fun reference. Just to have on the wall.
Yeah, I didn't even get to write down all the things that were in the background. Carl's there and a bunch of other things, but.
Yeah, there's multiverse.
Or
there's a couple other ones that we noticed actually in the trailer from like way back.
Yeah, they was revealed earlier.
I know
when they had that first Cisco thing that got us all started.
They made us all go Cisco.
Tommy, Cisco, we know something, but we didn't know.
Chris, what did you think about the episode? Did you cry?
I did. I held it in until it said thank you to Avery.
Yeah.
Oh, you made it a long way then.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Did I cry earliest?
I don't know.
I yelled goddamn really hard, I think, when Jake Sirach was on screen.
I cried the first time, like, not at the picture of Jake, at the older Sirach.
The picture was expected. Big.
No.
But
I've had a busy day this evening. We did a seventh row first FFA on this episode. Shocking. and then I said do something else, and now I'm here. So if you were to go watch that our episode release here just in a little while, like everybody on the screen is in fact they may just drop. Everybody on the screen is just like crying, like on the Zoom.
Oh yeah,
it's like tears the whole time. But yeah, no, there were, as I said, there were 6 things I was not expecting in this episode. Jake, Dax, I was like, oh
Yeah.
I couldn't. That surprised me. I was
Dax.
fooled.
Same.
Sam playing the theremin, and then at the end she's playing the TOS, the theme song.
Strange New Worlds too.
Same. Just the Star Trek theme song. The Avery voiceover, which was from his jazz album here. And then the thank you, and then the DS9 theme song all the way through the end credits. I was like, okay, this is just freaking like what
is what I was saying. The first time I like got teary eyed was the first time Jake appeared. Is when Jake. This is the first time I watched the episode. When Jake appeared the second time to the end of the credits, I was openly weeping the first time I watched the episode.
Oh yeah. No, I get it. And I liked it, and it was just
such a great episode.
Because I liked I know I got to kind of catch up for myself real quick, but I kind of liked how they kind of passed the torch from, they made the makers sort of kind of like the prophets, the wormhole aliens, because they would just pop in and take Sam just like the prophets would, interfere with Benjamin Sisko. And as he would, she did the same thing. It's like, hey, look, no, sometimes I'm going to do it my way and not your way, which that was just really cool. I really like that. And I don't know what y'all have said. I've got a question for you guys. Okay. What did y'all think about the dinner scene?
I thought it was. You want to go first, Rachel?
I thought it was fine, and in any other episode, I would have been like, "Oh, that was funny." In this episode, I was like, "Please get." I mean, maybe it was good because it gave me a break to not cry the entire episode.
We needed emotional, silly, nonsense to go in between these moments.
But it felt so detached.
And I also wanted spoons with holes in them for some reason. I don't know. It fulfilled my wish.
Yeah,
I said it felt so clunky. Like it took me out of it because it just did not flow.
Nothing could compare though with what else they were doing.
I don't know.
It needed to just be regular. Just
exactly.
The Cisco regular DAC. It let you calm down and
it feels like it's another episode that was edited together. It doesn't. It feels like that B plot should have went with something.
I think because we were so used to Starfleet Academy having the A plots and the B plots intertwined, and this is the first time where it just wasn't. It was like they're doing this thing over here, and then it's like, but you're doing this thing over here, but that's the B plot now because the A plot we're focused on right now.
Yeah.
That, a little bit like real life, that you're going through the most emotional thing you've ever been going through, and you turn over and your friends are like, "I'm having a goofy good time," like,
or you have to go to dinner somewhere while you're processing something huge, and it's just like.
It just felt.
And you're watching your friends slap each other's hands while they try to like. I love, Reno just slapping the image's hand. He's like, "No, don't touch that."
Yeah,
I don't know why. It's better than the lines. It was just like
My thought is, I don't know if it's like leading up to something
like the stuff with like the Academy Bar and all that type of stuff was better for like balance out the rest of the stuff versus anything else.
And that's
kind of focused in.
They could have done some more like with that. I mean,
it's funny because you're not the first. You're not. A couple people mentioned that as another B plot, and I was like, to me, that was part of the A plot because
it's part of the Sam's plot.
It could have been more of an A, B, and then the dinner stuff could have been a C plot that could have just been left out or done something else. It's just, I just watched.
I thought it worked really well to have spaces in between.
Yeah, I think
it's silly, yes, but.
I feel like they're doing something, and I'm not sure what, with the relationship with Nala and the War College. She's Chancellor, right?
Kelrick.
He's captain of the ship,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering. I've seen screenshots of like
I did like
future episodes
a bit more. Like that of all the things of that part of the plot of it. Like if that's the thing you have to get out of it. That I appreciate because
don't forget there were fire eels, just like the fire cave, so it all works together.
That's
Well,
nice.
I keep going back and forth of like who I'm going to cosplay, and then I'm kind of like, oh, it'd be fun to cosplay Kyle, but then I was like, you know what? I might want to cosplay Kelric now. Like,
Or dare them, because you can just go up to people, throw glitter on them, and pretend you're vomiting. And now it's part of the cosplay.
Oh God!
At STOV, we're all gonna get Kionian vomit on us. There's no way around it.
The Rio is going to kick us out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be knee deep in Kionian vomit. You heard it here first.
I hope not. Oh my gosh!
Oh, it will be. It will be.
No, when we were doing a review earlier, it was a quick one, but one thing I had put in my notes about the club scene, I said my first watch, I was like, oh gosh, they're gonna just eat us alive because it's gonna be, and I already seen the comments come about it's 90210 in space again, but it was when I watched after my second and third watch, I was like, no, wait a second, hold on here. Two of my favorite captains have both been in bar fights. Captain Cisco and I'm sorry, not Cisco as well, but Captain Archer, him and A.G. Robinson got in a fight in the bar at the 602 Club, and then Picard got freaking stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
So there is an established setup that yes, they do bar fights and get into and go to clubs or whatever. So my nitpick went away after that.
And at least they got into a minor skirmish with other people their age. No one got stabbed.
Exactly.
No one picked up the chair and did the like.
And
I
Caleb,
really didn't see a lot of the actual fight stuff going on. It was just like, oh, someone gets thrown out the door.
You know what we haven't talked about is that Caleb and Tarita finally kissed.
Yeah. They did.
I did like her having the last line of like going for it because they've had to have her be the more wary one, so it shows like no, she's on board. Yeah. And also the like I'm more hands-on smooth line. Like
it was really good. It was very small, it was, especially in time. But it worked really well. I really liking that whole plot, so.
It also like their wariness of each other or like their wariness to go into anything feels realistic in a way. Like, why are they holding out? And like, no, they're in brand new situations. It's good to be cautious.
She has to wear a restraining bolt against her powers, so the whole thing.
I also I do love the line where she tried to explain like the thing to her makers, and she's like, if they can't explain it, how am I supposed to?
Really?
And I'm like, fair.
I love how they're like, join this class. Like, how would you know if I could join the class?
Yeah.
You don't.
If you want me to join a specific class, tell me at the beginning of the semester, Dad.
Really? Or just like contact the chancellor and say, hey, we want this person to take this class.
Really? Next week, it's kind of like, okay.
I do want to know why that bar is giving out specifically having like club nights on like during midterms.
That's when you need the nights.
Yeah.
The only thing I was kind of
boring.
About, like,
I was studying. I was genuinely at the library more during midterms.
That was where it was like the aesthetic of like when it came to like a bar, like how it was like a nightclub type thing and everything else. So I was like, that was my one sort of pseudo disappointment because they had it set up and they're talking about this things like, oh, well, there is this thing that's tied to Cisco and it's like a nightclub a bar. So it's like, it wasn't a chain of quarks. I'm disappointed. Like,
there was a quark
thought they were going to do that.
There was
in San Francisco, there is a quarks, but
I know.
Students know it's not fun.
It would be funny for Quark to buy that location just to be like, this guy I know got punched here once.
Quarks Academy,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all talked about it before I got here. Did anyone pick up during that discussion between Sam and the doctor about loss? It just had me wondering.
Oh yeah,
it will be explained later. I assume.
We assume like we're not.
It's either one huge thing we don't really know about, or the totality of near immortal life.
Correct. That's why it's either something.
Maybe Aki and him will have a big thing.
Yeah.
Either something
because he's basically. We only get that with Dracula and the Highlander, this long living and lost thing. It's like in media, those are the two things sort of.
Doctor Who.
Well, yeah, Doctor Who too. Okay, so there's three things.
You know,
not many though.
That he's loved has passed away, but he keeps on going
Mm-hmm.
because he's 800 years old. Which,
That's like every time I hear "Who Wants to Live Forever" by Queen, I'm trained by Highlander to start crying. Because it's his wife from 800 years ago, and I'm gonna start crying.
Can you imagine that someone doing like an edit with like the Doctor and showing all the stuff from like Voyager, and then this leading? Man,
let me write this down real quick. Like
that would be.
We joked when we first heard about Strange New Worlds and Lanthanites. We were like, "Wait, is she a Highlander? Did she win?" And her prize is she gets to teach engineering at Starfleet Academy. Sorry, Duncan. Sorry, Connor.
There's a difference because, like, if you look at, say, like, like the Doctor as a hologram, he wasn't specifically like designed that way.
Yeah.
To do that, and it kind of came in comparison to, say, Dax.
Yeah.
Like Dax is just kind of used to living forever. So like, it's always Dax.
Like,
that's part of their culture.
Like,
I also think a part of it is the Doctor, I assume, has a pretty perfect memory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas,
and even the worm in Dax doesn't. I don't think.
Yeah. I assume that
it's very long, better than ours, but
I assume that most people's memories are like ours, where memories will fade, things will get easier.
Well,
the Doctor does not have an organic memory; it's just going to be in there perfect.
This sounds unrelated, but Mystery Science Theater is coming back. Like Mike and
Just as far as like,
well, no, but these are the.
I think we will probably get more beats on that because of them setting it up and having that, real understanding between the Doctor and Sam.
Yeah.
Of like, this is, I can't believe this is what happened here. And like, I also did thought like, okay, how like the Doctor really didn't seem to go off on Caleb for like accessing Sam's master control.
She let him. It was consensual.
Sorry, Aaron, what were you saying?
Yep.
Oh, the Mystery Science Theater is coming back, which is kind of but they talk about, it's like, oh, this is the best 10 years of my life, and they talk about like memory is like, it's like, yes, sure it was, like, and your memory is very kind to you, like you forget things, and so it's like and with the Doctor that just doesn't happen. So unless he introduces some sort of memory fading algorithm or something. Exactly.
That was actually a thing on Red Dwarf once. Holly has Lister delete his entire memory of Agatha Christie because he's like 1,000,000 years old. He wants to reread them again for the first time, and he can't. Like, he's not allowed to do that to himself. But he teaches Lister the command line, and he does it, and then he bugs them the rest of the episode about, oh my god, I don't know who did it, and then it's gold.
Someone should show the Doctor Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Be like, this is why you don't want to forget. Like,
and when Voyager was announced, I was at a con, and everyone was just like, that's Rimmer. He's a hologram. And there's always been a weird connection between them.
I've also had somebody
characters
like, wouldn't it be great to like have your memory erased so you could watch Star Trek again for the first time? But a lot of what you watch is who you're with and what time it is. Like, so it's like, no, then you could like, your best favorite episode might become your least favorite episode.
And it's funny because some stuff, it's like, there's some stuff that like, it's my favorite of things because I wasn't prepared for like how good it was. Like, so many things people are like, this is going to be really good. And you're like, yeah, that was good. For some reason, like when I first saw In the Pale Moonlight, Deep Space Nine hadn't quite had its renaissance yet. So I didn't know what had talked about how good that, at least to me, that episode was. So when I watched it, I remember just watching it, just being like transfixed and be like, Avery Brooks is so good.
Yeah. The glass. Hello, Sohail.
Yeah.
Hello.
I can live with it with my mug. I don't have a glass. I have allergies, so I have tea. So hi, Sohail.
Earl Grey, hot.
Yeah.
It actually is Earl Grey. With
it used to be hot. I don't know if it is now, but
it's basically just a tea bag now.
Kelrick goes teabag. No,
Kelrick would be so mad at me. So disappointed.
Really, he would.
Screw Kelrick. He's a dick.
The teabagification process has changed.
Yeah.
He would not be happy with you at all.
And I want to see Kelrick discover that Picard was drinking replicated tea.
When they walked into his room or his office or whatever, I was like, "Are they going into the Stargate?" Because the ocean that was behind it like
looked
a hologram. Yeah. I was like, "Wait,
that's using all the power. Shut off the Stargate."
Yeah. Well, it could be Atlantis out there in the bay. You know. No, I'm curious actually if that plot line is going to connect somehow
I still
to
appreciate how intrusive like Nala was during that scene where she like just walks into his office, sees the like diagram there, and she's just like,
yeah,
I know. She just freaking turned it off.
What were you saying, Aaron?
Yeah.
There's screenshots from later in this season where you see like things falling down like on San Francisco, like some sort of like. I'm wondering if that's somehow tied to this diplomatic sort of thing that's going on. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
The fire eels.
It's like going towards the water. Yeah, fire eels. Like I'm wondering if it's
they're actually
it doesn't have to be bad necessarily. Yeah, exactly. But I'm wondering it could be related to that. Like that would make that scene less inconsequential, at least.
If it's set up, yeah, that would be interesting.
I still wonder if they're setting up some kind of friendship or more with Aki and Kelrick.
I don't.
They
think
kind
so.
of. They could be. She needs
hope
him
not,
to loosen up.
that's-
She might have a way.
Yeah.
I think there's I'm not okay. I'm not saying this in it that they have to be doing this. Where I'm with Kyle and with like Kyle, I'm like 100% pleased, and this I'm like I can see like a fun opposites attract thing happening with them.
Yeah, it's there.
It
If
could just
they
be
want
like
it.
a fling too, or something like that. Not really.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a
relationship.
big relationship, but it's going to be a.
Do you think every relationship is like a fling for Lanthanite?
Oh, that's a good point.
Technically, yeah.
It could also be something where it's set up as far as like, you know, there's a moment down the line where he sticks up for her on a more like specific level, like this is getting you out, and then he's the person that's like, no, I was there, and kind of defends her, because you have those like trial episodes type thing. That would be perfect for like a trial episode where it's like he has to defend her for something that happened.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I did like when she was talking with Sam in the beginning, where it's like, you know, this is not the end of the world kind of a thing. It's like, yeah, you walked in and you made fun of their religion or whatever. It's like, but you'll get over that.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one connection too. I realized the second time I was watching it too. In the B plot with the dinner, there is the Cisco in it. Basically, Kelrick thinks Aki betrayed the uniform. So
yes, absolutely. That's why he's like, you abandoned Starfleet 15 years ago.
You know, just different words. Yeah.
I
They left the part out about him, you know, screwing that planet's atmosphere up though, didn't they, in the museum?
It would be interesting because like we all as like the audience get to see Cisco as like the human being he actually was.
Yes.
If like Bajor found out about like the plot of in the Pale Moonlight, like it'd be interesting to be like, by the way, he was like somewhat complicit in the assassination of a Romulan.
Yeah, they blame it all on Garrick anyway. It's he's an assassin.
The one thing I forgot we were talking about, this is completely random, but
Hunters earlier, because if you remember with Cardassians, they had that thing with like when they pass and they have to tell all their secrets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like that, they might know. Because if Garrick is long past when Garrick would have died.
But do they know what are the lies that are the secrets?
No one's sure. Aaron, what were you saying?
That you could actually meet Kaiopaka because she might still be alive on that planet where nobody died.
It's true, yeah.
We could actually have that.
The actress is no longer with us, right?
Well, no, I don't think so. But
they could recast her.
So.
Or just even mention her. I mean, it could just be a plot point.
So I'll say, if anyone plays Star Trek Online, they go pick Kaiopaka up at some point during their Deep Space Nine thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Garrett could tell you anything and be like, "I'm not." Did he tell you the truth? And we're like, I don't know.
He was gonna die, but he lived 2 more years to finish his lies because there were so many. Yeah.
And
Volume 7. Yeah, it's just
the lies like are contradicting each other. The secrets are contradicting each other.
And why are they all about Bashir? I mean, what?
They're like, no,
we didn't actually get every single one person in there, which is kind of nice. They didn't try and cram every character sort of beat about them.
That would have been a bit much, but they did a really good job. Yeah.
I even my favorite Deep Space Nine character is Bashir. I did not sit here and be like, why aren't you showing Bashir?
Well, because we have lower decks too. We have half or more lower decks.
I also didn't.
And this finishes what we couldn't do there.
Yeah.
This is, but between the two.
Yeah.
Gold. I mean,
I still wonder what Prime Universe Bashir is up to, because Lower Decks did
holographic Bashir.
Yeah, holographic Bashir. Yeah, we did talk about Kyle. I'll talk about Kyle more. Yeah. God damn those arms. Those are some good arms. I don't.
They get the Klingons and scans those arms. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I love when they have the two groups off. The Kyle's with the Academy people.
Kyle is going full in on it, and Jaden's kind of just like I think Jaden's picking up on it, but not fully.
I mean, they're dancing with each other.
Yeah.
He's trying to teach him to dance too. You can tell he's like, oh yeah.
I also love they're like, yeah, Kyle, great jacket, guy.
Yeah.
I love Kyle so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, this wasn't 90210 to me. This was the bronze.
Yeah.
At the end there, it was totally the bronze, right?
Yeah.
I could see that.
No, I totally. I didn't watch a ton of 90210.
I don't think I saw a whole episode.
Yeah,
I saw parts,
same.
But...
So to me, this high school is way more Buffy than it is 90210. It's not overly dramatic, it's not melodramatic.
The first season of 90210 because they moved from Minnesota to California, and I'd lived in Minnesota, so it was like, it would be kind of fun. Yeah. It was, the first season was much more like some sort of regular evening TV, almost soap opera kind of thing, but not crazy. Mm-hmm. And then it just goes 90210 goes into whatever it becomes.
They lean,
after that,
the first season of Riverdale, where it's like it's a murder mystery, murder D&D.
Yeah.
Oh, but every time they show Minnesota, no matter what time of year it was always snowing, which I thought was hilarious. It's like, why is this happening?
It seems like it here. It seems like it.
Not in July, though. You're like, it's humid.
No, then it's all mosquitoes. Yeah. But.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we should do a poll: Team Kyle or Team Tara?
Or a throuple.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be.
It's the 32nd century.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It does seem like Tara would be into that.
I think so. Yeah. Just so we could bug Caleb with it about later. He's having here about his polycule.
I also love that people are so focused. They're like, and everyone's like, and Caleb and Tarina are doing whatever they're doing over there.
Oh, yeah.
They're outside in the nice orange light looking on.
They're like, I feel like everyone, they're like, we're secretly dating. Everyone's like, we know you're dating.
Exactly.
Like,
it was pretty decently into the fight too, where they're like, "Hey, get back in here!"
Yeah.
He's like, "Get your ass back in here."
We got to go do the thing. Sorry. Yeah.
I do.
I like the really nice graffiti that was really well written and stuff. It was outside.
In the future, tags are legible. That's right.
Yeah.
I do love. They're like, that has nothing to do with this, right? Yep, yes, it does. You have to go.
Yeah, Sam's interrogating them at the beginning.
The door.
I also love Sam with how many shots she pressed.
12.
She's
12.
lucky. She's lucky. God. Yeah, she's lucky that I don't think she's capable of getting alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. She would be gone.
She would be.
Yeah.
So would
well, you'd just be throwing up. You wouldn't. You couldn't absorb 12. You'd be throwing up.
Yeah. That's called alcohol poisoning.
She can't die from it because she's a hologram.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah.
I also love how amused Kyle. Like, she pops in the middle of that, but Kyle's delighted by her cock blocking for a better, lack of a better word.
Yeah. And then gushing on them both.
Yeah.
That just makes me think of the song "Shots." Oh God!
Don't know the song.
Shots, everybody!
Funny.
It's you play it, you take a shot. I don't.
Yeah, I can't believe she just went
I know a lot of other drinking songs. But...
That song, I believe, came out like either end of high school or like early college, so it was the big drinking song for my college years.
Yeah, don't worry. Just drop that in there.
And so I was just like, I think it's like Jaden's confused by the flirt. I don't think Jaden's not into it. He's just like confused.
What is happening?
No idea what's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I love that. Like every time Kyle shows up, I need to look up Kyle's actor because he's delightful. Like
he is.
He was like in a Nickelodeon show or something like that.
He is giving off like John Barrowman, Captain Jack energy, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He owns the room when he's in it. It's just like
he's so enthusiastic about everything too. Like like that.
I also Kyle has not been given a last name, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's DJOVOK.
I think Kyle get a last name when Sohail marries him because he's an episode husband.
Well, no,
probably, so
here, this is what it is. They actually have it, so it's like
I did that for you, Sohail.
I think at the very beginning they may have actually when they were talking about the
last
characters.
name for him?
I want to say at some point like they were. I put it in the chat.
Oh, I guess Kyle's Russian.
Slavic, at least. Yeah. I'm not good enough to differentiate last names.
I know. I have no
some
idea
are
how to pronounce.
widespread.
He's spelled by Dale Wibley. Is this guy's name?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a Canadian actor, I think, which would make sense given Toronto.
Although I'm for a lot.
He's young enough not to have been in 12 Christmas movies, but
or SG1.
I am slightly concerned to look up this man's age.
Kyle.
Am I going to feel? Oh no, 28. Yeah, he's 28.
Oh, okay.
That's not for me, at least.
he doesn't even look quite 28.
For Sohail and I, a little bit more.
Yeah.
You younger fantasy people, you might only see at a con at best. It's fine.
His first show was Life with Boys.
Oh, yeah.
And he played Connor. He's in Degrassi, The Next Generation.
Okay, he is in a movie called The Christmas Cure, where he played the
He
character.
did make.
Kyle.
All right, he did make one Christmas movie. Okay.
The
Christmas movie.
He's also in the
Canada's
Christmas Chalet.
Actors afloat.
He's in more than one. There's a Christmas Chalet from 2019.
Yeah. He's also in a couple episodes of The Good Witch, which is a Hallmark TV show. Christmas movie magic. Yeah, he's been in a couple.
Okay.
Oh, the life of a Canadian actor.
Yeah, Christmas movie magic,
All year,
Christmas, Christmas Chalet, and also the Christmas
he's
Cure,
in a movie
and
called
Sounds of Christmas, and I'll Be Home for Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas actually.
I love that you're like he couldn't
That's
have been
hilarious.
in that many.
And you look at this, it's like I don't know if it's like my ADHD or something, but it was just filtering out. Like, wait,
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Oh, that's another.
His middle name is Christmas. Oh, that's interesting.
He's been in a lot of Hallmark stuff, is what his Wikipedia is telling me.
He has that sort of
eyebrow,
Hallmark. I can see that.
They are something.
They are
the eyebrows of
something.
the Vulcan bully.
Yeah.
It's always snowing in Minnesota, and it's always Christmas in Canada.
Yeah.
You heard it here
We're
first.
always filming something Christmas related there.
Yeah.
Now we're just thirsty about Kyle. It's funny because it was funny because the first episode with Kyle, I was like, "Am I reading into this right?" This episode I was like, "Oh, he's clearly into Jaden."
Oh yeah, I knew the first time that was not an accident.
Yeah.
He looks him up and down, and he's so happy to talk. I want to hear the other joke.
I almost the first time I saw it, I almost wondered if it was the actress playing Kyle's like, "I'm going to flirt with this in hopes that this brings me back." And this episode made me go, "Oh no, that was on purpose."
It was a plan. It was a plan.
Yeah, this was a plan.
Well, now you're kind of like, because the war college people are all the ones that I kind of worry about, because those are the people that can be like literally casualties of war.
Yeah.
Because like, not sure if anything's gonna happen anywhere at the academy, but
swear to God, if they kill Kyle off, I will cry. I will.
They're not gonna kill Kyle off.
Don't kill Kyle off, you'll die.
Absolutely not. Oh, in the ultimate Canadian trifecta, he was also in Degrassi.
Yeah, that's what I said.
of course.
Next
Oh, I
generation.
missed Degrassi. Sorry,
Yep.
when you said it.
That's how you know you're a Canadian actor. Otherwise, you're just not.
And if you're older, you also had to have been in Stargate or what is it? Shoot, there's the
Background
Gene
actor in Kids in the
Roddenberry.
Hall. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like any of the 80s, late 90s or mid 90s sci-fi from up there.
30 Helens agree. Yep.
X-Files at one point.
Yep.
Anyways, someone tell Dale Wibley to come to a convention so I can get him to sign a Hallmark thing, because that would be funny.
Oh, that would be good.
He
needs to be in a Star Trek Christmas ornament. That way you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
get the all of it condensed into.
I have a Hallmark thing I would like Star Trek actor to sign, but he hasn't been at a convention since he's done the Hallmark thing, which is the actor who plays Dan Jeanette, who plays Sam on Strange New Worlds, is a Hallmark version of Sense and Sensibility, being one of the only actors to be in Star Trek and Jane Austen things. There are others.
The Venn diagram is small.
The Venn diagram is very small
and
weird, because the other one is oh my God, the other one is Wallace Shawn.
Oh yeah,
because he's.
You told me that before. I still couldn't remember.
Yeah.
What about it, Wallace Shawn?
Wallace Shawn is in Clueless, so that's the other Jane Austen Star Trek. Yes, and then a newer one that oh my God, Khan in the
audio.
Yes. Oh my
the
God,
guy from Lost, whose name I
have not listened to that yet.
That is
it's
very
so good,
and you should. And that
it's so good.
I was moving at the time when it came out, and I'm just like, I don't want to half listen to
it. Yeah, it's not very long though. And you could listen to it's audio, so yeah, you could just do something.
Yeah. I could do go on a walk basically and use it as exercise background.
So I know this actor's name. I don't know why it's not popping up for like in my brain.
1 second,
right
I'll
now.
get it.
I'm like Naveen Andrews. Naveen Andrews is in Pride and Prejudice, which is a Bollywood version of Pride and Prejudice.
Yes.
My favorite thing
Naveen
is
sounds like a Vulcan or something like that.
Yeah.
From Navarre. No.
Yeah. He genuinely so good as Khan.
Yeah.
Everyone should go listen to that. And also Tex-Trek did reviews on did deep dives on all of them, so you should go watch those too. God, there's so this episode is so good, but it's I just want to be like, it's so good. I don't want to.
Do you know how good this episode is?
How good?
We haven't gone off the rails.
Yeah,
exactly.
Everything has been pretty much about the episode.
That's true. Yeah,
it's not only good, but there was stuff to say and gush about. The highest honor we could give it. We didn't go off the rails.
Okay, how can we go off the rails now?
Our most off
we
the
can go
rails,
on more about Canada, but
yeah,
that was almost, but not quite.
Our most off the rails was thirsting over a character who's in the episode.
Really. I can't wait to meet. Oh man, I can't wait to see Tawny and Therese on the cruise in like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks.
Everyone, I'm not going to be there, so everyone needs to tell Tawny that this episode is really good.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she's going to be getting just so much love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Again, God, the secrets these people had to keep.
Yeah,
Sirach?
Literally.
Tawny being in the episode was such a surprise.
We knew Tawny wrote for the show. We knew Tawny was involved. But...
So
and we knew there'd be DS9 because they sort of hinted. But
if someone noticed she was on set that day, she should be like, "Oh, I was on set as a writer." She could have easily. Yeah. If someone noticed Sirach was there, they'd be like, "Sirach, why were you in Canada?" Shh.
Yeah.
Have to have the whole cloak over top of him to like guide him around.
Yeah.
Like the full
I mean,
black
it
cloak
could have been like how we.
He went through customs in a frozen in carbonite, and then
it could
just
have
to get him
been
through.
how we all figured out about Kirk being in Strange New Worlds because Paul Wesley was on set and everyone.
Location.
Yeah.
The location gave that away.
That location did give that away.
Because I don't think we knew about the set, but they had outdoor shooting. Just like every Doctor Who reveal is the British press sees any outdoor shooting. Everything's revealed of anyone outside. If you have only studio, they kept some stuff for like the Power of the Doctor. Those are all secrets till the aired.
I mean, the weirdest thing about it's so weird that he said that, like we're sitting there, we're in weekly reportings with him every week with Rock on the seventh roll, and like nothing.
I saw him at 3 cons last year.
Yeah, I feel like at some point he probably asked, "Would you ever come back to Star Trek?" And he was like, "Oh, maybe."
Oh, he's always absolutely.
Yeah. No,
he had an answer for that before this, so he just could continue that answer.
Yeah.
He's not the werewolf. He'll have to say he's not the werewolf for like a year.
Yep.
Yeah. In a podcast that I do, we had someone come back at some point, and we had recorded that episode so long ago. Someone was like, "Would this person ever be down to come back?" I'd be like, "I'm sure she would." Like, I was like, "I'm lying to you."
But you were sweating like Kelrick. You weren't used to the lies.
Yeah. It's just such a good episode.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, I think the salon is like actively starting, so we should.
Well, they're usually a little late, so you don't have to worry about it. They're probably starting now. I'll put the URL for the salon in the chat again. Everyone go over there, watch Trev and Stan and Joanne and
everyone
they're talking right now.
Benji and Will.
Everyone want to say what does everyone want to say where people can find them around the internet?
Sure. Aaron, why don't you go first?
You can find me at Geek Filter on Instagram and Blue Sky, and I just have an illustration in this new Star Trek Adventures 23rd Century campaign book that just came out. So
cool.
You can find and I've got some more coming up in books that I don't know actually what they're called. In some other more of the source books.
Jason, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll keep going. I'm Jason M. Bray everywhere online. Just opened up Upscrolled, but I don't know how I'm going to use it. It's just one of those things where you kind of go with the flow on things. I did just reach 10,000 followers on TikTok, so that was a milestone. But I'm pretty much Jason M. Bray everywhere, and all kind of different content, nerdy, geeky stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I'm Chris Garris at the Transport Room on YouTube, Facebook, I think. Most everywhere. Do your Transport Room or Transport Room.
I'm Joel, and you'll find me in the chat in all quality Star Trek YouTube shows, like the Transporter Room, and off in the salon, though. I don't know if I'll get to it right now, but usually, and let's see here, and I'm Valis on Twitter, and also on 10forward.social, the Star Trek Mastodon. I should really pimp that more, because it's fun. And let's see here. How about you, Rachel?
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm Dramadork884 on most places on the internet, such as like TikTok and Twitter. I'm not going to call it anything else. I'm also on the podcast Masks of Mayhem, which is actually an actual play podcast, not usually the part of the sentence I have trouble with. We're playing Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. Hopefully soon 4th edition, because there's currently a Kickstarter for Mutants and Masterminds 4th edition going on.
I saw that.
Yes. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining me as I got to be emotional about some of my favorite Star Trek. Live long.
Was it that thing that was going around a little while ago? What happened? What would you still love me if I was a worm? Yes, if you're a Dax.
Yeah. Live long and prosper, everyone.
Subscribe to YouTube to watch the Tex-Trek podcast live or listen to us later on your favorite podcast platform. Follow Stephen Fothery on socials at TXTrek. Thank you and take care.